Bonjour et bienvenue chez French Sounds. Welcome to French Sounds. Today we're going to do something a little different. It'll be an introduction to the traditional recitation of French poetry. And we're going to work on a 19th century poem, or at least the first stanza of a 19th century poem by Charles Baudelaire, titled Correspondances. It is written in alexandrin verse, which is a classical verse style made up of 12 syllables. And in this stanza, we find that there is a long pause in the middle of each line of poetry. So you have 6 syllables, a slightly longer pause, and another 6 syllables. The pause is called la césure. Each of the 6 syllables on either side of la césure is un hémistiche. Counting syllables in French poetry involves understanding mute e's. A mute e in traditional French poetry recitation is always pronounced if it's followed by a consonant, except at the end of the line of poetry. In addition, any ENT endings of verbs are also pronounced as a separate syllable, mute E. Furthermore, when you're reciting French poetry, you need to have very clear enunciation, and you need to make all possible liaisons. Some of them are forbidden, and we'll talk about that in a different video, and all enchaînements, which we've talked about elsewhere. So let's try the first line, and we have to count with our fingers to get our syllable numbers. La nature est un temple où de vivants piliers. So here we have, for the first hémistiche, la nature est, here we have an enchaînement. La nature est un, liaison, temps, longer vowel because it's at the césure. Plus de vivants piliers. Notice that the PL of temple moves over into the second hémistiche. La nature est un temple où de vivants piliers. So I have piliers in 2 syllables. Piliers, because I only need 2 syllables to complete my full 12. But if I had this word in a different context where I needed an extra syllable to complete the line, then I could also say pilier in 3 syllables, but I don't need that here. La nature est un temple où de vivants piliers. And the next line. Laissent parfois sortir de confuses paroles. And here we have laissent parfois with the pronunciation of the ENT of the verb as a separate syllable, mute E. And de confuses paroles, because in confuse, it's feminine plural, ES, and because you have the S, you have to pronounce the E as a separate syllable. De confuses paroles. And if you had a word following the S that began with a vowel, you would have to make a liaison, but here we don't. We have a consonant in parole. Laissent parfois sortir de confuses paroles. Notice that sortir, it's a little longer. You hold that, you stretch out that vowel right before the césure. Let's continue. L'homme passe à travers des forêts de symboles. So here we have some enchaînements. L'homme passe à travers des forêts de symboles. The last part of the line is relatively simple. Qui l'observe, there we have the ENT. Qui l'observe avec. Notice that the T at the end of ENT makes a liaison. Qui l'observe avec des regards familiers. Okay, So let's try it all together. La première strophe du poème Correspondances de Charles Baudelaire. La nature est un temple où de vivants piliers laissent parfois sortir de confuses paroles. L'homme y passe à travers des forêts de symboles qu'il observe avec des regards familiers. Très bien. We'll work some more on French poetry recitation at another time. À bientôt. Merci.